how do we know we can trust the Bible as a reliable source of truth? Eric Metaxas is a scholar and commentator who has studied the topic of biblical archaeology and written a book about it, Is Atheism Dead? Eric, for centuries, the Bible was seen by many people as something that you took on faith. But particularly for skeptics, the characters of the Bible were seen as mythic figures, maybe similar to the figures of Greek mythology.
But it's only really since the Enlightenment that this idea has come into being that, oh yeah, King David, he's a mythical king like King Arthur. In the last century and a half, that idea began to unravel. Just the archaeological evidence for the Bible as a historical document has become genuinely overwhelming. There's example after example after example. It only moves in one direction. It never happens that somebody discovers something. From archaeology, we see that the Bible is wrong. Just the opposite.
When you go back to the Old Testament, we're talking about 1,000, 1,200 years before Christ. One would expect that a lot of that has been lost in the mist of time. For example, the ancient enemies of Israel.
Right.
You have the Canaanites,
Right.
the Hittites,
Right.
the Moabites. I mean, we've heard of the Assyrians, we've heard of the
Right.
Babylonians,
Yeah.
but whoever heard of the Hittites?
No one believed the Hittites existed. But then evidence came out more and more and more. And over many decades, they pieced it all together and they thought, oh, the Hittite Empire.
Let's talk about some of the remarkable findings that validate the New Testament. Pontius Pilate is a figure who does not appear in any historical document outside of the Bible. He was in the Bible,
Right.
but he was only in the Bible. And then people start digging in Caesarea in northern Israel.
Here in 1961, archaeologists discovered proof of Pilate's existence.
You wouldn't really sort of think that at this spot, under this wooden step, this inscription was found, a Latin inscription mentioning Pontius Pilate. But this was one of those pivotal moments which changes everything, because suddenly Pontius Pilate comes out of this written inscription. It's not just this figure in the Gospels.
Now, anybody who took the Bible seriously was not shocked, but a lot of people who don't take the Bible seriously, they were shocked. They were making a water park, so they're excavating, and then they come upon a bunch of these stone ossuaries. One of them was particularly ornate, and it was the tradition of the first century to put the bones of the deceased in an ossuary. And they look at it inside, they examine the bones of about a 60-year-old man, and the name on it, Caiaphas, the high priest, dated exactly to the time Caiaphas would have lived. Caiaphas is in the New Testament, and now we have his bones, not just the ossuary, but the bones themselves. It doesn't end.
Isn't it ironic that as the world has become more and more secular, do you think that it's not accidental that God has chosen now to speak back through the stones?
If we're approaching, the end of time, God will reveal himself more and more dramatically.